Well, hello, people, and welcome to episode 31 of SnowRunner on Hard Mode. And what looks to be a much calmer start to an episode than last week's, where I was in sheer panic mode after the whole palaver regarding cargo slots showing up on warehouse zones, which obviously I thought was remaining cargo, not just the amount of room it takes up. I'm already failing at this episode though, because I can't remember what I'm looking for, and I've gone flying past it. There we go, the Fleetstar. So today we're going to do solid foundation, make a start on one of the contracts as well. But we're going to dive into the Fleetstar for the first time in quite a while. It hasn't got a huge amount of fuel remaining in it, so I'm not sure how well this is going to go. But we will see. We will see what happens. And we've just got to get out of this trench first. That's a great feature for your front garden, whoever lives here. And it's been about, probably about a week since I last played SnowRunner, which means I'll have once again forgotten how to do everything on the game. Oh, this looks hairy, doesn't it? So essentially we're going down to pick up some concrete for solid foundation. We're not going anywhere at the moment though. Jesus. Oh, great. What can I winch onto? Let's try the old winch on the trailer tactic. Just on that pole, I think, to see if that can help get us moving. There we go. Seem to be bogged down a bit in the driveway. Right, so yeah, what's the plan? Essentially, we've got two missions on the go. So I just started buffering there, completely blanked. We've got solid foundation, which just requires picking up concrete slabs and delivering them to... Is that Norton's house? I can't quite see the words from here. Norbert, Norton, either way. That guy's house. And there's also a contract, which involves the trailer's worth of, I think it's vehicle spare parts. They need to go to the logistics base along with the maintenance trailer. So we're going to get those as close as possible, depending on what happens with our fuel. Got half a tank left. And the reason I'm not too worried about running out is because that maintenance trailer is going to come over with an amount of fuel in it, which we can use to refuel the Fleetstar as and when we need to. So as long as we can get roughly close to where we need to be, we'll be okay later. We're draining about 10 odd litres of fuel per minute at the moment, which is... it's going to give us about 10 minutes driving time. Which might be enough, it might not. I'm struggling a bit with the mud, but hopefully we'll be okay. Although jumping up to the 15 there is pretty scary. So I'm going to leave the trailer here for now, because we'll be coming back for that in a second, but there's no point in dragging it all the way around here, dragging that extra weight, burning extra fuel, because we'll be coming back. And these are the concrete slabs we want. Just handily chilling out at this place. Drilling site, I think it is. What can we get from here out of interest? Ah, fuel. Exciting. Makes sense. It's a drilling site. That might make a nice little photo. Bear with me. So if you remember in the last episode, I said I needed to stop saying stuff like that whenever I go into photo mode, because of the instantaneous cuts. And I failed straight away. Wonderful work by myself. That looks like it should be close enough. Pack cargo, restore crane. And not reverse into a building. So this is where the fuel drain is going to get interesting. Because obviously we've now got a heavy trailer and a shitload of concrete in the back. So I don't know how far we're going to get with this. We've got a very bouncy Fleetstar as well. Always exciting. I do remember from normal mode that the path we're about to take is a bit hairy at some points. I think it can really throw the truck around, and with quite a high centre of gravity on this one, that is not something I'm looking forward to. So let's just check where we're going. Yeah, it's a fairly standard route. Following up here, it's somewhere around here that the road gets a little bit hairy, I believe. But we'll see. See how we go. I'm going to try and keep us in one of the locked gear states to see if I can regulate the fuel drain a little bit, but ugh, that doesn't look good at the moment. I'm not confident we're going to make it all the way there, to be honest, before we run out of fuel. But you never know. You never know what's going to happen. And the closer we get, the well, the closer we get, the closer we are to finishing, right? There's nothing actually too profound to say about that. Just the closer we get until we run out of fuel, at least the closer we are to refueling and then finishing the mission. God, that sounds very bollocksy, but you know and love that from this channel now, I imagine. Well, you certainly know it. You may not love it. Got a lovely bit of rain here, in-game. Beautiful sunshine outside in the UK today, though. Or at least where I am, within the UK. Can't speak for all of it. But spring might have finally sprung. Jeez, close to 20 litres of fuel per minute draining at the moment. Ooh. That was possibly a little close for comfort. I'm actually just going to anchor us to a tree. That's what we carry on around this corner for a bit of safety. And I'm going to stay off the path here because the angle on that is not a good one for the Fleetstar. As I mentioned, it's quite top heavy at times, and especially with all that concrete in it, it's not going to be too happy about this at all. I don't know if that was the horrible off-balance bit that I remember from before. If it was, great, we're past it. If it wasn't, then we've still got another one to come. But yeah, I certainly flipped a truck there. Quite possibly the Fleetstar in the past. Or if not there, somewhere along this route. And there we go, we're in the red with the fuel. Yeah, it's interesting, the ground just sort of gives way in places here. With the mud and the tracks and stuff. Again, possibly exasperated by the Fleetstar itself. Being top heavy, as I've mentioned multiple times now. God, barely any fuel left. We might be able to make it for at least this one though. Which would be good. I'm struggling to turn. There we go. So that's good. And then we've got 11 litres of fuel to try and get as close as possible to there. Which, if we can even get to those tree line there, I'll be impressed. I seem to have crapped out there, so I'm going to park up. And that is the end of the Fleetstar's journey for now. So when we bring the maintenance trailer, we can try and bring it up and around this route, which has a horrid downhill section there. Or we can bring it all the way around, which is probably a bit of a longer journey, but assuming we're careful around here, where we almost flipped earlier, we can then just razz it past the Fleetstar and get that fueled up, which is, I think, what we're going to have to do. It certainly seems a more sensible option. So, The question is, what's next? I think I'm gonna shut up and have a look at things so I can cut all of the faffing around on the map whilst I figure out what to do. So looking at it, it seems like Winter Stores needs to be kind of completed to pretty much unlock the rest of the contracts because they kind of go in a certain order, and that's the one that's holding us up for a lot of the later ones, bar these two that we've got unlocked for now. So what I'm thinking is probably, first of all, going to see if we can get the White Western Star to have a don't know what to call it. See if I can stick a sideboard bed on the back of it. If that's the case, I'm going to finish off whatever the contract was that we did most of in the last episode, because I just need to deliver some metal beams to the quarry, and if we can do that, then I can pull the cargo containers out the quarry on the way back. And also get the maintenance trailer closer to where it needs to go on the way. In which case it'll be time to bring the GMC over. So a bit of truck shuffling today, really. We're struggling with the hill. If I can't fit a sideboard bed on this, which part of me thinks you can't at the same time as a crane, then don't know. To be fair, I don't need the crane. No, I do need the crane because the metal beams are in a trailer at the moment, I believe. The question is, are they loose or did we pack them? So they're loose. I think we left them in that flatbed semi-trailer. So, big question. Can we get a sideboard bed on here at the same time? It looks like a yes. I'm going to have to buy it, but that's okay, because we're going to want at least a couple of these within the fleet. Anyway. Great. Well, that's a bonus. And something that I saw online when I was researching about the cargo slots thing is apparently there's a colour picker now. Is it this? Oh, that's exciting. Wow. That doesn't seem to be changing much. Oh, it's very slow though. Okay, so it changes when you actually let go of the slider. Maybe. Okay, well, that's interesting to know. I don't actually want that, but cool. There you go. We'll stick with green for now. We only just got it the other day. And, oh, hello, smashed up Transtar. How do I leave? I've completely forgot. There you go. Completely forgot how to leave the garage. Are we going to be able to drag this with a sideboard bed fitted? We should be able to, but you never know with these things. What? Conflict upon attachment, loading crane and sideboard bed. Oh no. Oh, I don't like that. So we can't do both at the same time, which is a pain. Yeah, no. Huh. Piss flaps. That's annoying. So, well, whilst I think about that, we'll get the GMC over here, because it needs to be done at some point. Because it's going to have to try and drain some of the fuel from the maintenance trailer anyway. It's not got a lot of space in it though. Like, barely any space. Ooh. Anyway, we've seen this route plenty of times, so I'm going to launch into a time lapse until we get to Smithville Dam, and then have a think about how to efficiently solve the next set of challenges, which might just be sod the metal beams for now, take the maintenance trailer and deal with that contract, and maybe send the Fleetstar into the quarry instead, which is a scary thought. And here we are back at base. So, I've got a potential plan, but it depends on this. Yeah. So, there's still quite a lot of fuel in that maintenance trailer. Obviously, 240 odd litres of it are going to be used to fill up the Fleetstar. But because we only need 10% in there, I believe, that's still a lot of fuel that would go to waste if we took this and dropped it off now. So what I'm going to do is go and deal with these metal beams anyway. I wanted to try and be efficient and take the metal beams in and pull out the cargo containers ready for another contract. Fuel order, I think it was, which are down in the quarry. But what I'm just going to do is go in, take the metal beams in, because we've got some stored on this trailer down here, I believe. Take those in, and then come back up here with the White Western Star, and then get the sideboard trailer swapped out to take the maintenance trailer off to its destination. So again, yeah, not the most efficient driving, but it saves us losing a bunch of free fuel, essentially. You never know, there's a chance that we could hook on to the cargo container trailer with the White Western Star that's down in the quarry. It's probably fairly unlikely, given that we couldn't do it with a maintenance trailer there, but you never know. We'll find out when we get there. So, not expecting to be able to. Yeah, where possible, it's nice to try and drive as efficiently as possible on hard mode, but there is plenty of free fuel available on these maps. Particularly, obviously, is it Island Lake? There's a lot there, so we can afford to do a trip there and back. The bigger issue is just the fact that it's going into the horrid hell pit that is the quarry again, but we did alright last time, and that was pulling a trailer, and this time we're just going in without it, without a trailer at all, so it should be a fairly easy trip. I'll try not to batter myself on whatever it is in the road down here that knackered the suspension last time. But yeah, at least by doing this we complete another contract and get a bit more money in the bank, which, you know, is offset by buying this trailer, sideboard bed, sorry, which I said we're going to need in future anyway, so putting it on the Fleetstar, putting it on the White Western Star for one mission, taking it off again, it's not the end of the world. Right, there's our metal beams on the trailer that I lovingly left in the way. So let's get them off. Should be fine. Yep. And let's just put a marker so I know where to turn. Is there anything on that trailer? 2 loads of something. Possibly wood. So as with the last episode, I'm just going to lock myself into low range plus and just plod around here nice and gently, avoiding that little hole. And we could risk flying it down there. I'm not going to. This is hard mode after all. Diff lock. Not ideal at the moment, apparently. I seem to be going a little bit too fast there for my own comfort with the quarry, and I've got a feeling I came down the route that I didn't want to. No, we're okay. This is where I want to go. This is how I did it last time. It just seemed a little more aggressive than before. It might have just been the speed. So again, I'm just going to take the long way around, just for the sake of safety. I could actually load up one of the cargo containers and take it out, but I need 2 for the mission, I believe. So I don't think there's much point in taking one with me if it's not going to satisfy the mission conditions anyway. I think what I will do when I'm down here is double check that I might not need a third for anywhere else, in which case I might take one out and dump it on our trailer in the road, ready for the future. Yeah, so you could risk coming up and down there, but I don't want to do it in hard mode. I have done it once or twice in normal, but it was a little bit hairy, as is the whole quarry. But yeah, I feel like it's too much of a risk for hard mode, especially when we've got the Fleetstar out of fuel somewhere. I can't even remember where the Pacific is right now. And rescues in the quarry aren't good anyway. Right, so let's complete ourselves material orders. Ooh, promotion. Great. Rank 12. With a fair few unlocks by the looks of it. So I'm going to do the same as earlier and just double check the missions for cargo containers. And probably cut some of this out, because you don't need to see it. Nope. So, looking down the list of missions, it looks like the only reason I'm going to need these cargo containers is for the one where we have to deliver to. So, that'll be a job for another truck, another day. Unless we can attach to this right now, which, as I said, I don't think is going to happen, given that we couldn't attach the maintenance trailer. It looks like we've lost our coupling by fitting the sideboard bed, but it's worth a try. I mean, I'm completely in the wrong place there, but yeah, close enough. Conflict upon attachment. Fine. One for another day. Let's get out of the quarry and back up to the garage. Once again, this turn being a little bit hectic. high range gear, possibly a little too fast for what I'm doing here. I'm risking it for now while we're on this big flat bit, and then I'll tone it down in a minute. That felt a bit bouncy. But we got lower centre of gravity than the Fleetstar in this, I believe, so we can get away with being a bit more gung-ho for now. I'm going to leave it there and slow down for this bit. I don't actually know how much more powerful the White Western Star is than the Fleetstar. I may have said this before, I can't remember. I know what I definitely have said is that I've never looked into all the vehicle stats and exact figures because, quite frankly, I just don't care. But it does seem like the White Western Star's a bit of a better truck. If anyone is interested in the stats, statistics, etc. regarding how much more powerful it might be, then please feel free to drop some information in the comments, because I will happily read that. I just don't care enough to research it myself. Oh, luminous orange trees are back. How exciting. And daytime's back. There's always a great sense of relief when it becomes daytime again in hard mode. Like, nighttime's fine. I don't mind it, and I rarely skip it on normal anyway, because it's part of the game and I like to experience it. But it certainly does make you concentrate a little bit more. Obviously, like driving at night in real life. You know, you haven't got the same visibility. It's harder to get a good sense of your surroundings. So it's certainly nice when day breaks again in SnowRunner. So one thing I'm not sure of is, obviously when we just leveled up in the quarry, that list of unlocks, I don't know whether they're actually specific to this truck or for other trucks or not. Obviously, I feel like there's some slightly poor design choices by the developers, in that, you know, chances are most times you level up it's off the back of a contract or a mission, sorry, and all the text telling you what you've unlocked appears behind the mission text and doesn't stick around very long, so you tend to miss it. So when we go back to the garage, I'll have a quick dive in to see if there's anything worth getting for the White Western Star. I do like the look of this truck with the sideboard on the back though. It's just a shame that it kind of knackers the functionality a bit. So I'll put the saddle low back on for now. So we unlocked the wedge cap, which, to be honest, I don't think I need anytime soon. We're not going swimming with the White Western Star for a while, I don't think. Spare wheel we can't have. Don't really care for a better winch at the moment. And that's probably kind of it. We've already got fog lights. And no, don't care for that. What I want is front bumper. So we can get that, which is good, because that gives us extra lights. So I am going to buy that. So that's 1700 there for some lights, but we can get 200 back by selling the default. I don't know why I'd want anything from the inside, especially when they cost stuff. So we can get stickers. They're always exciting, but that's one for another day. Well, that looks a little bit more aggressive, which is always fun. We're going to leave the garage. See, extra lights, always great. Especially in hard mode where you can't get an instant repair to them whenever you go in the garage. So that also gives us a bit of protection on our main headlights, I think, which are both still functioning on this. Wonderful. Yeah, it's a bit weird that we lose the attachment. When we put sideboard bed on, but whatever. How many repair points have we got left? I don't actually know how much you have to have left in the trailer for a mission. Because obviously you have to have 10% of fuel, but I'm not certain about repair points. Either way, I am going to leave that there for today. I might actually look into that repair points thing before the next episode. Feels a little bit cheaty, but I don't want to drag this all the way to the logistics base, only to have to come back out again to buy some more repair points. So come at me in the comments if you don't agree with me there, or just let me know what the answer is. Either way is good. But as always, thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like, subscribe, and do all the wonderful, wonderful, helpful YouTube jazz. And other than that, I will see you in the next one, ready to drag this trailer over to where it needs to live for eternity. Enjoy the rest of your day, and goodbye.